Greetings, hey, hi, hello, hello, greetings to my Thalians, to my Thalionis. If you're like, what did she just call me? That must mean that you're new here, because Thalians just means that I'm your girl Tay, and we connect so well and we are so out of this world that it makes us aliens. Combine it, Thalians. It's quite amazing, honestly. But that's besides the point. Hit the subscribe button as well as the bell if you want to join the fam, if you want to get in tune with the vibe. But today I was guided to speak to my Venusian souls out there, okay? So today is Friday, which is Venus Day, which talks all things love, pleasure, good vibes. Tauran and Libra energies are the focus of this day, but I don't want you to get caught up in the signs of the day. I want you to get caught up in the energies of the day, okay? So if you felt drawn to this reading, this is for you. Let's go ahead and get started, yo. The least you could do is give this video a thumbs up for using up Tay's time, effort, and energy. The most you could do is hit the subscribe button as well as the bell. Leave love in the comment section down below and share this video with a loved one. Let's go ahead and proceed. So as I introduce this reading and ask Spirit for structure, the first thing that I got was lunar eclipse change, the number 43, and that is no coincidence, as we are approaching a massive lunar eclipse energy with the full moon in Taurus that is swiftly approaching on the 28th of October, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me if I have the dates mixed up, and if you're tuning into this, just know that this reading is timeless, but the information here is still pertinent and relevant to whenever this video was recorded. You were still impacted, and you are being impacted even into the future. If you're watching this 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 20 years into the future, this is still relevant. This energy here that we're talking about now still impacted you, whether you were consciously aware of it or not, and it's still impacting you currently, whether you are consciously aware or not. But this is the very first card that fell out here, okay? And it came out with 3 supporting cards, but they came in the reverse, which lets me know that they're in some sort of a retrograde energy, which means that you are reinventing these aspects of yourself. So expect change in these upcoming areas as you are being drawn and guided to this reading today. We're going to dive into this reading with the lunar eclipse changes that are on the horizon for you that was drawn to this Venusian soul reading on this fine Friday. All right, so the first one that came out was Moon Soul, the number 2, but again, it came in the reverse, but I want you to see the image. I'll place that. Okay, the following was 12th house, Escape, the number 36. Again, it was in the reverse, but I want you to see the image. I'm going to place that. And the third one was Jupiter, Abundance, number 7. Again, it was in the reverse, but I want you to see the image, so I'm showing you in the upright. Now, I want to dive into the concepts here, but I also want to trust my intuition. So I want to combine my intuition with the book definitions here. All right, so first things first, as I said, this is giving retrograde energies as the cards are in the reverse. So these are aspects of your life that are literally undergoing change as the lunar eclipse specifies. So lunar eclipses have a high impact on your emotional body, the water element or aspects of you. If you want more information on that, then the second link in the description box to join Patreon will be your best guide, because we are going to be diving into further details so that you can know a little bit more about the eclipse portal that we are currently existing in, as we did have a solar eclipse for the Libra new moon back on October 14th, and as we are leading into the October 28th full moon in Taurus. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I got everything structured in my head, okay? But if you want background information to dive deeper into that, join Patreon, second link in the description box, okay? Now, when I am being presented with reinvention, I'm hearing the term redirection as well, and I'm seeing these cards here reversed. When I see the Moon Soul reversed, I will say that initially it confused me, and Spirit let me know that that is the intention. Confusion is the intention, because it's meant to make you stop, pause, think, and reflect here. And as I'm talking about confusion, that brings me to this 12th house energy, which was our second card that came through. 12th house energy is Piscean energy, which talks about escapism, as the card does state here. So there's going to be some things that pop up in your life, in your world, aspects of yourself and aspects of others, and your relation to others, your relation to people, places, and things, that you are going to second guess, that you're going to question. And we have Jupiter abundance here in the reverse, because this lets us know here that this is going to be something that makes you pause, reflect, rethink, redo, reinstate, and then it's going to put you on this path to a deeper level of understanding, which leads to a deeper level of abundance here. I think that you've been acting out of a space of pure confusion as opposed to divine confusion. And confusion can be maybe the right or wrong word. In this case, don't get hung up on the terminology. But when I use the term confusion, I just simply mean we don't know what's going on. But there's a difference between divine confusion, where it's like, you know what, God's plan I'm going to release, as opposed to I'm just running all willy-nilly confusion. That's what we are bringing to the forefront here, okay? So with the moon soul, and reinvention and retrograde energies, I see you questioning certain aspects within yourself and certain aspects about yourself, most particularly thought processes, okay? This is a season where you are going to be questioning certain actions that you take based on the emotion that you are feeling. So this is you removing emotion from reality. This is you recognizing that emotion has its own body, and your reality has its own realm. They don't have to be they don't have to be codependent, but they can be interdependent. You can allow your emotions to help flow you through the atmosphere, but don't let it fuel you when you're acting or when you're existing in this realm, okay? Because that led to a lot of blockages and hindrances in your walking, waking life. All right, so let's get a briefing here for the moon card, okay? Let's see here. Words that are standing out to me: nighttime, dishonesty, betrayal, the family tree, women's mysteries, foreign countries, finding out who you truly are. That's the one that Spirit is highlighting. Finding out who you truly are. Again, we will look in the mirror and ask ourselves, why do I do this? Is this really me? This could be reflected to you through relationships, circumstances that you find yourself in, and you're like, this doesn't feel right. And it sends you to the mirror to unconfuse yourself, if you will, as we talked about the divine confusion versus the I have no idea what I'm doing confusion. You are being introduced to divine confusion, which pulls you up to that mirror to make a change. If you want change, you got to start with the man in the mirror, baby. All right. The corresponding tarot card here is the High Priestess. So your intuition is also going to be shifting at this time as well. You're going to be shifting into a softer, darker, louder wisdom. But when I say softer and louder, I want you to really combine those two, because it's almost as if the abyss is going to be echoing to you, and you're just going to know what exactly to do, what exactly not to do, or when to remain in limbo. There's a perfect timing for every aspect: action, inaction, and just saying absolutely not. Okay? Let's see, next one. Key ideas here as well are dreams, the soul, the dark night of the soul, memory, the past, wisdom, shelter, and deep love, okay? The next aspect here is the 12th house with escape. Main energies standing out to me here: dissolving of boundaries, being charged but not guilty, prisons, lacking. Oh, that word just came out of nowhere because that word is not on this page. Okay, so lacking is something like that, something lacking. Bringing bad luck onto the self. Hopefully not occult. Saintliness. Yeah, saintliness. These terms, these words that I'm saying here, they could have double, triple, quadruple entendres, meanings, okay? I'm also seeing here shut-ins and psychiatric issues, the answer to love. The corresponding tarot card here is the Four of Cups. Key ideas: solitude, charity, begging, hospitalization, secret enemies, exploitation, and visions. There was a term that stood out to me. What was it? Bringing bad luck onto yourself. Self-sabotage. Again, that is another common theme that we're going to be talking about over on Patreon. So second link in the description box if you want to dive into that, because that's what's going on here. We are confronting the mirror, starting with the man in the mirror, because you're like, hold up. I could have prevented this, or I could have done this to make this happen, or I could have not done this to let this happen. Blocking abundance. We are changing everything that is blocking our abundance at this point in time. Okay? Key ideas for this card. Did I read this already? Yes, I did, but I'm going to read it again. Solitude, charity, begging, hospitalization, secret enemies, exploitation, visions. So you're also going to be looking in the mirror and addressing old dreams, old thoughts, old ideas, old patterns, old people, places, and things, old objects that you've owned. You're going to be revisiting these things at this time. And there's going to be clarity brought to whatever these things are that stirred up confusion. Now you're being brought to divine confusion, which is more of everything is happening for a reason, although I don't know what that reason is. You're stepping into that energy a lot more now, okay? There's something else here that was just coming to me, and I don't want to bypass it, okay? Let me see if I can remind myself. Solitude, charity, begging, hospitalization, secret enemies, exploitation, visions. Yes, visions and dreams from the past are going to be making a whole lot of sense now, even if it comes into it making sense in the sense that I don't know what this means, but I see that there is meaning. Again, divine confusion as opposed to I'm just straight up confused. You're stepping into, I am in divine confusion, falling into alignment, leaving the aspect of I'm just straight up confused, okay? This is also going to inspire you to recognize why you may have been condemned or convicted in some aspects of your life. Again, everything is starting to make sense. There's a divine reason behind it, even if you don't necessarily know why, but you're trusting the process. This whole entire process is helping you to trust the process so that you don't self-sabotage. Okay, and now jumping into that Jupiter abundance energy, let's find out what this can add to the reading. Thank you so much for being here. This card in brief, things that are standing out to me: expansion, greener pastures, the payoff, being generous, religion, spiritual ideas, spirit quest, scriptures, religious text, the higher mind, wanting to see the meaning behind life, churches, priests, the Catholic Church, astrologers, places of learning such as universities, schooling, teachers, the law, being free, having a purpose, openness, showing tolerance, being all-inclusive, honor, having gratitude, having goodwill. The colors violet, purple, and royal blue, large animals, especially large dogs and horses, as well as farms. The corresponding tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune, which happens to be pre-shuffled from 2 days ago at the bottom of the deck from this deck that I have not touched since. The Wheel of Fortune, as we are standing in this energy and redefining ourselves and realigning ourselves so that we are no longer self-sabotaging and steering ourselves away from success. Key ideas here: change in luck, fortune, high ideals, sense of purpose, the strength to go on. Again, as opposed to just being straight up confused, that would lead to depression, anxiety, lack of belief, as opposed to divine confusion. I don't know why this is occurring, but I do trust the process, and so I'm going to keep on trucking along because I'm excited about what the future holds. The current energy that you're experiencing is all in all ultimately meant to give you the energy that you need to proceed, to keep going on your individual path. Okay? Okay, okay. Now, What else can we uncover here? Also, Saturn Truth is at the bottom of the deck, and Saturn talks about those things that kind of come full circle, and coming full circle may take a long time. Okay, so I feel like this is a long time coming. This is a long cycle coming. Okay, look at that, second house Saturn. Okay, some of you could have some sort of Saturn Tauran placements here, or your Saturn and Tauran placements are relevant, but we are talking about this on Venus Day, okay, which includes Tauran and Libra energy, as I mentioned in the very beginning. What else? Thank you. I was expecting 2 cards, and that's exactly what I got. Mercury communication is at the bottom of the deck here. You are definitely going to be able to decipher a lot of different things at this time, whether this is something that you've been purposely trying to decipher for a time, or if this is something that just randomly pops up for you, you're going to be able to decipher it a lot quicker, a lot swifter here. We have ascendant outlook and opposition balance. I see you in this mirror primming and prepping yourself, dusting yourself off. Again, you may have fallen into a pit, whether you know this or not. I'm hearing ground zero, okay? But you are dusting yourself off, getting ready to get up again. That Aaliyah song, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, you know? Okay? What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have you wait? Would you give up or try again? I don't even know if I'm saying the words right. But in that song, she's asking a lot of questions, but they kind of come through as rhetorical. I think that you're going to be in this state of calling BS at the door, whether it's BS or not. You're going to be very good about asking a question, and the answer you receive is not going to be the initiate interpretation. You're going to take into consideration what they said, but you're going to spiritually be deciphering what's going on here, okay? So you can also expect to be steered away from confusion and confusing people and confusing situations. Again, that self-sabotage, where you would hear the words that come out of their mouth and your spirit would decipher what they said, and you would take it as they're not telling me the truth, but you didn't have the visual proof, or you didn't have the proof that would make you make the right choice, if you will. And so you might have found yourself in situations that you most likely should not have been in. But that is energy that is falling away. The self-sabotage, where you would ignore the spiritual decipher, the spiritual translation. Now you are taking heed to the spiritual translation. As I've been telling people lately, I'd rather go down in history as crazy than to go down in history as someone that just let everything happen to them. I'm the type of person that I will speak on my visions, speak on my worries, my concerns, because God forbid if something happens, I want y'all to know that I knew. Not out of ego, but just to give someone else a reason to believe. If you can avoid something based on learning from me and my mistake, I'm gonna do that for you, shawty. Okay? We have the King of Wands coming out here. We have the Seven of Cups coming out here. We have the Four of Wands coming out here. And we have the Lovers, which I can't show because they have their things out. And we have the Death card at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, destruction energy, the Tower. This is beautiful destruction. You probably have been seeing the Tower quite often. You may have been seeing the Tower, the Death card, and the Empress, but most specifically the Tower and the Empress coming out together, or just seeing these energies coming out pretty often, okay? This is confirmation for you, okay? You may have also just kind of patched yourself up or healed from a past disheartening situation. For some of you, this is loss of a father, a son, a loved one, or this is just mourning the loss of some sort of masculine energy in your world, whether this masculine energy was good for you or not. That's the thing, is that you can't control how you feel sometimes. Actually, you can't control how you feel, period, but you can control how you act based on your feelings and emotions, okay? I want to specify that. But again, I think you're mourning the loss of something that wasn't even good for you, but good for you. You're finding closure, okay? Okay, so I have 2 cards that are already calling to me. Successful goals are situation specific, okay? So you are getting specific, you're getting down to the nitty gritty. This is the Neuro-Linguist deck. I have talked about this, mentioned it on the channel before. Okay, I do believe that this is the deck that they said to look up on Etsy. If you want to know bad enough and you can't find it after Googling it yourself, just bother me about it until I figure it out, until I get back with you. Successful goals are situation specific. When I set specific targets, it is easier for me to know that I have achieved my goals. So I think that you may have been feeling a bit off kilter, feeling like you're directionless. That is all being disputed. I don't know why the word disputed is coming out here. So also those of you that have been disputing charges or something like that, or something will be disputed in your favor. And then we also have this card that was pre-shuffled at the bottom of the deck from whenever the last time was that I used this deck, and it's really standing out to me. Nobody is broken. Remember, I talked about the collective feeling like we hit rock bottom, feeling like there's no way out, feeling like I just want to give up, helplessness. Even if you don't want to like end life, you know, like it's just still just like this energy of like, you know what, why even bother? That energy is dissipating. You're no longer feeling broken. You're no longer feeling like you're hitting rock bottom for no reason. Okay, nobody is broken. I only focus on the positive. I can be happy. I can be strong. And I believe in me. And also I want to point out that the nobody is broken has the number 8 on it, while the successful goals are situation specific card has 26 on it, which breaks down to 8. So you will be seeing a lot of 8s to know that this reading resonates with you. Bottom of the deck, we have the neurolinguist values respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Okay, you might be hearing that song quite often at this time in random places. But this is, I'm getting your feminine energy standing up and demanding that respect. Again, we talked about the masculine energies that you may be mourning. Even if it's not, like for some of you, it may have manifested as like you mourning toxic masculinity through like an actual masculine's death, whether they were toxic or not. There's just, again, it's that spiritual thing, things that are not coincidences that you can't ignore, okay? But this King of Wands to the Seven of Cups here gives me that energy of like this distorted masculine energy that had the feminine thinking that she didn't deserve respect, that she didn't deserve to see eye to eye with the masculine, with her partner. But that's why the Four of Wands is out here with the Lovers, because we are equal, we are one, we see eye to eye. I respect you, you respect me. Respect is the highest form of love. Respect is unconditionally accepting the way others think and believe. I know that when I treat people with the same kind of esteem that I would like to be accorded, I validate the other person's dignity as much as my own. And when everyone feels respected, man, the environment is just so much more abundant and beautiful. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Should I get some tea leaf cards? Nope. They're saying leave it right here as is. Until next time, take care, be well.